Good morning. Here in this session, we shall be discussing single phase full controlled bridge converter. The full controlled converter is of bridge configuration type. You can see here in the figure that we have four thyristors T1, T2, T3, and T4, where T1 and T2 will be conducting in positive half cycle of supply voltage, and T3 and T4 will be conducting in negative half cycle. The load here is consisting of series RLE load. We have already discussed half wave rectifier, so we now know what is the change in waveform when load is changed from R to RL or from RL to RLE. Okay. In case of RL load and RLE load, the nature of current will have exponential as well as sinusoidal components. Okay, the current will rise exponentially as well as sinusoidally and will fall also accordingly. In case of pure R load, the nature of current is similar to the nature of voltage waveform. Okay, in this case, here you can see that we have represented Vs voltage the in form of two sine waveforms. One is represented by solid line and the other one is represented by dotted line. Here the waveform represented by solid line is Vm sine omega t, and the waveform represented by dotted line is reverse of that, that is means minus Vm sine omega t. We will be requiring minus Vm sine omega t in this case. Hence, we have already drawn that waveform in dotted lines. Now, we also have drawn capital E in this first waveform. We know that the SCR will be in forward bias condition only when the supply voltage magnitude is greater than the back EMF capital E. That means we can trigger our SCR at that instant where Vm sin omega t is greater than capital E. Okay, so you can see at this instant, you can see that at this instant Vm sin omega t is equal to capital E. So just after this instant, we can trigger our SCR. We cannot trigger our SCR before this instant. Okay, so we have chosen this as our firing angle alpha. This is our firing angle alpha. SCR can conduct at this instant. As soon as we have triggered thyristor T1 and T2, the thyristor T1 and T2 will start conducting. And you can see that when T1 and T2 are conducting, what will happen? This will become short circuited, this will become short circuited. That means the load voltage V0 will be equal to the supply voltage Vs, and Vs is Vm sin omega t. So you can see that the supply voltage is same as the load voltage. V0 is equal to Vs. This will happen till omega t is equal to pi. Now we know that since the nature of load is inductive, the current will lag behind the voltage, and when the voltage is zero, the current is non-zero. And since the current is non-zero, the SCR is not naturally commutated. It is not commutated by load. Now, what we do is that at this instant, that is pi plus alpha. This instant is pi plus alpha. At this instant, we have triggered our SCR T3 and T4. So let us see what will happen. We know that the supply is negative. Supply is negative, that means this is negative. Now this is positive and this is negative. Supply has reversed. So T3 and T4 are forward biased. They will offer low impedance. And vice versa, T1 and T2 will be reverse biased. That means T1 and T2 will offer higher impedance. Since the current has two paths, the current has path for through T1 and T2 also, and the current has path through T3 and T4 also. So instead of flowing through T1 and T2, now the current will be diverted towards thyristor T3 and T4. So T1 and T2 were already reverse biased, and now since the current has been diverted, the current has become 0 through thyristor T1 and T2. That means T1 and T2 will get commutated at this instant. Okay, now the current will flow, but the current will flow through thyristor T3. This is direction of current through thyristor T3 and T4. This will be the direction of current. Okay, you can see that the load current is positive here also. The current was in this direction when T1 and T2 were conducting, and the current is in this direction when T3 and T4 is conducting. So current will remain to be positive. Current will not decay. Okay. At this instant, the voltage is minus Vm sin omega t. Since the as the voltage is increasing, you will see that the current will increase. Okay. But you can see that here in this case, the source current has reversed. So the source current is inverse of load current in negative half cycle. In this negative half cycle, the source current is negative of I naught current. When T1 and T2 were conducting, in that case the source current was same as the load current. When T1 and T2 were conducting, the load current and the source current were both positive. Okay. So I naught current will remain positive in all the cases, whether it is positive half cycle of supply voltage or whether it is negative half cycle of supply voltage. Okay, and due to inductance, the current will be lagging with respect to voltage. Let us analyze this V0 voltage again. We have seen that till pi plus alpha, the load voltage is same as Vm sin omega t. After pi plus alpha, when T3 and T4 are conducting, you can see that now this B terminal will be at this side, and this A terminal of supply will be at this side. That means load voltage has become minus Vm sin omega t. The load voltage is not Vm sin omega t, but it is now reverse of supply voltage. It is minus Vm sin omega t. So minus Vm sin omega t is this dotted line. So we have drawn V0 as equal to minus Vm sin omega t. So you just have to remember that when T1 and T2 will be conducting, the load voltage will be equal to Vm sin omega t, and when T3 and T4 will be conducting, the load voltage will be equal to minus Vm sin omega t. Okay. In this case, T1 and T2 are conducting, and in this case, T3 and T4 are conducting. The commutation of SCR will occur by diversion of current from first two thyristors to next two thyristors, because first two thyristors are reverse biased and next two thyristors are forward biased when the next two thyristors are triggered. Okay. And I have already stated that when T1 and T2 are conducting, load current I0 is same as supply current, and when T3 and T4 are conducting, then the source current is negative of load current. So load current is always positive. The nature of load current is a DC, but the nature of source current will be AC in nature. Here you can observe that since the waveform is more towards the sinusoidal nature as compared to this anode current, therefore the source current will have lesser amount of harmonics as compared to the load current. Okay, here source current has harmonics, no doubt, but it is lesser as compared to the harmonic contents in load side. Okay, now continuing with okay, this is current through thyristor T1 and T2. We have not mentioned here. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fifth waveform is the current through thyristor T1 and T2. So you know that the first thyristor T1 and T2 are conducting when firing angle is between alpha and pi plus alpha. So in this region, the current is through thyristor T1 and T2. And thereafter, the current through thyristor will be from time instant omega t is equal to 2 pi plus alpha to omega t is equal to 3 pi plus alpha. Okay, we have not drawn here current through thyristor T3 and T4, but the current through thyristor and T3 and T4 will be in this mid region, that is from omega t is equal to pi plus alpha to omega t is equal to 2 pi plus alpha, and before this omega t is equal to alpha instant. Okay, in simpler words, you can say that when supply is positive, the positive portion of supply current is the thyristor T1 T2 current, and the negative portion of supply current is the thyristor T3 T4 current. Now we know that the thyristor T1 and T2 are conducting in positive half cycle of supply voltage. So if we subtract load voltage from Vs voltage, we will get Vt1 and Vt2. This voltage we have achieved by subtracting load voltage. Let us use a pen. Okay, this voltage we have achieved by subtracting load voltage from the supply voltage. You can see that during omega t is equal to alpha to pi plus alpha, V0 and Vs are same. That means in this period Vt1 and Vt2 will be 0. Okay, and we can only subtract in positive half cycle, we cannot subtract in negative half cycle. In negative half cycle, we know that the thyristor is not conducting, therefore the thyristor voltage will be equal to the supply voltage, that is Vm sin omega t, until the thyristor is triggered at an instant 2 pi plus alpha. Okay, so during this instant from omega t is equal to alpha to omega t is equal to 2 pi plus alpha, the SCR is conducting, hence the voltage across SCR will be 0, and at all other instants the voltage across the SCR will be equal to the supply voltage. And we also know that T1, T2 and T3, T4 are opposite in polarity. Therefore, when T1 and T2 are conducting, the voltage is 0. The thyristor T3 and T4 are reverse biased, and vice versa. So T3 and T4 will have 0 voltage from between instant pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, and at all other instants the voltage across these SCR will be equal to minus Vm sin omega t, not Vm sin omega t, but minus Vm sin omega t. If you observe in this period, this will be equal to minus Vm sin omega t, the waveform represented by dotted line. So I am again repeating, the thyristor voltage will be 0 when thyristors are conducting, and it will be equal to the voltage Vm sin omega t when the SCR are not conducting. Whereas the thyristor voltage T3 and T4 will be 0 when these thyristors are conducting, that is between pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, and at all other instants, the voltage across this SCR will be equal to minus Vm sin omega t. Okay. So we have analyzed all the waveforms in this single phase full controlled bridge converter, and we have observed that the harmonic content is lesser in supply side as compared to load side current. Okay. And here we can also observe that at some instance the voltage is negative, but current is always positive. In these regions, the power has become negative because the voltage is negative and current is positive. There is some instant in which the power is negative, and at other instants the power is positive, where the voltage and current are both positive. So between omega t is equal to alpha to pi, that means alpha to pi at this period, you can see that voltage and current both are positive. That means power is positive. Power positive means power will flow from source to load side. And between omega t is equal to 0 and alpha, at this instant, or at this instant, or at this instant, or at this instant, you can see that the voltage is negative but the current is positive. That means the power is negative, and power negative means power is negative. That means power will flow from load to source side. But which duration is more? You can here observe that this duration, that is pi minus alpha, is greater than alpha. Since the duration of positive power is greater than the duration of negative power, the net power is positive. Hence, we can say that the net power will flow from source to load side. This type of operation is called as converter operation. Okay, where the power is flowing from supply to load side. And we can observe the expression for load voltage. We know that we can integrate between lower limit and upper limit. The lower limit is alpha, the upper limit is pi minus alpha. Okay, the upper limit is pi minus alpha. Okay, this is alpha and this total duration is pi. One second. Okay, we were talking about load voltage. Load voltage is 1 upon pi from lower limit to upper limit. We know that the lower limit is alpha and the upper limit is pi plus alpha. Pi plus alpha. Here by mistake it is written as pi minus alpha. It is actually pi plus alpha. This upper limit is pi plus alpha. Okay. In case of RMS voltage also, this upper limit will be pi plus alpha. In both cases, it is pi plus alpha rather than pi minus alpha. This is plus and this is plus. Okay. On integration, we get the load voltage equal to 2 Vm by pi into cos of alpha, and when we integrate for RMS load voltage, we come to Vm by root 2, and Vm by root 2 is RMS input voltage Vs. Okay, so this is the expression for average load voltage and RMS. Okay, so now you can see that we have our rectified expression. The limit is from alpha to pi plus alpha, and the expression for load voltage is 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha, and RMS value is Vm by root 2. This was converter operation. If you observe this expression for load voltage Vm 2 Vm by pi into cos alpha, you can see that when alpha is greater than 90 degree, this cos alpha will become negative. That means the average voltage V0 will become negative. And since the average voltage is negative, the power will be reversed. The total power will, in that case, flow from load side to supply side. We are coming to that. That is called as inverter operation. If alpha is greater than 90 degree, then what will happen? We can see from the waveform that alpha firing angle is kept greater than 90 degree. If alpha is kept greater than 90 degree, then the duration for positive power will be lesser than the duration of negative power, and hence the overall power will become negative. And the overall power is negative, that means the power will flow from load to source side. This is called as inverter operation. Okay, we have seen that the firing angle is shifted to an angle greater than 90 degree. Okay, if you want, you can analyze the nature of load current and source current, but that is not important in this case. The important is the load voltage. The duration of positive voltage is lesser than the duration of negative voltage, hence the overall average load voltage is negative in this case. Now, the power has to flow from load to source side, and that is only possible when the polarity of back EMF is reversed, because with the positive polarity the current cannot flow, because the thyristors cannot conduct the current in the direction that is opposing that means the current cannot conduct from cathode to anode side in the thyristors. The current will flow from the load side to supplied side only if the polarity of back EMF at the load is reversed. If this back EMF polarity is reversed, now the current can flow from through the thyristors towards the supply side, and this magnitude of back EMF must be greater than the supply voltage, and supply voltage is the voltage appearing across load, V0 voltage. That means the magnitude of back EMF must be greater than the average load voltage V0. These are the two conditions that must be fulfilled. First condition is that the polarity of back EMF at the load side must be reversed, and the second condition is that the magnitude of back EMF must be greater than the AC source voltage. And since the AC source voltage is same as load voltage, average load voltage, we can say that magnitude of back EMF or DC EMF must be greater than the load voltage, average load voltage V0. We were repeatedly calling it as back EMF. We must have called it as DC source, DC EMF, but we were repeatedly calling it as back EMF. Why we were calling it as back EMF? Because the RLE load is a typical DC motor source, DC motor load. the winding of a DC motor is series RL and E is the back EMF for DC motor. Now, this inverter mode operation is suitable for regenerative braking of DC motor. You know that, you must have studied that in case of DC motor, regenerative braking is possible if the current is flowing from the motor to the supply side, and this is happening in this case. And also in case of regenerative braking, the magnitude of back EMF is greater than the supply voltage. These two conditions are matching. That means this inverter operation that is happening in full controlled bridge rectifier is suitable for regenerative braking of a DC motor if the load connected in this circuit is a DC motor. So you have observed that single phase full control bridge converter can be used both as a converter, means as a rectifier as well as an inverter. Inverter here means the power flow will invert from DC side, that is load side, to AC side, that is supply side. Power will flow from DC to AC. That naturally happens in an inverter. In an inverter, the power flows from DC side to AC side. Okay. So this was our session about a single phase full controlled converter, that is bridge configuration type. Thank you, class.